Right, morning. So this is Ilkley Moor. Give you a bit of a scan. That's the track going up to the top of Keighley Gate. In my truck. Some people walking out there across the moor. And then that's looking down the valley. Down to Armscliff Crag. And in the distance, you've got Mount Film. And behind them bars is the famous Ilkley swastika stone. So, the swastika stone is a cup and ring mark stone. Let's pull it back out. Cup and ring mark stone, believed to have been carved in the early Bronze Age. Oh, somebody's popped a bar up. Let's have a look. Right. So that one there is a Victorian copy, because they were worried about people damaging the original. So that's the Victorian copy, and there is more than one on here. So if you can see that there, central arm with the tail, and then arm again. There's also a third one, or second original one, further up, but I guess we'll have to catch it when the light's right and the moisture's right. So that's the original, and that's the Victorian replica. Okay, so the only other place that is known to have a swastika of a similar style is in Italy. So, interesting fact, the area of Italy where the other swastika is, the legionnaires that were garrisoned at Olacana, or Ilkley, would appear that they came from that region. So have they brought it with them, or have they taken it back with them? So it can depict many different things. So the swastika today is a bit sort of sinister and devious, after Joseph Goebbels got his hands on the design, but it dates back all over the place, doesn't it? So in Italy, in India, the swastika is a very ancient and auspicious sign. It's about finding yourself, centering your universe, which is interesting because to me, the swastika depicts the direction and movement of the Milky Way travelling through space, and its tail is the galaxy that it's leaving behind as it's moving along. It could be Sirius. Also, if you take the plough and you move it through the seasons, so summer, autumn, winter and spring, it moves across the sky in the form of a swastika. Okay, so this is a cup and ring mark stone, quite a big one, and as you can see, you have the cups and then you have the rings, concentric circles that run round them. That one appears to flow into that one. If you look at these ones down this side, you can see where they run off. Some more down there. So what are these then? Are these maps of the solar system? And this one here almost appears like it's forming a body. Legs. Is that pareidolia, or is that just seeing what's there? Get down a sec. Yeah, a bit more of a view. See right across to the edge of the North York Moors, Sutton Bank. Okay. So this is a big chunk of stone. There's got to be 20-30 tonne in that. And it's covered, absolutely covered. Slightly modern graffiti. There's some older stuff, Victorian and Georgian stuff that are carved on some rocks, but this is an interesting stone. I'll find out what it's called and bob some more detail on it, but anyway, I'm not finding what I'm looking for, so I'll keep going. So these depressions that seem to be carved on the top of lots of cup and ring mark stones are what we call water wells locally. A lot of traditions have it, if you prick a wart and let it bleed into it, it'll take the water away. You can see some more markings down that side, although they're fairly well weather worn. So, what do we think these water wells were used for? Well, there's been all sorts of favours, from sacrificial blood gathering to fire wells, but maybe they were just used to collect water. You know, if you dig pools out onto these rocky surfaces, water gathers, and if you're out on your moor doing your bit of foraging as they did, maybe that's one of the reasons for the use. As you know, maybe there is spiritual connections as well. Everything seems to have a higher meaning around here. This cup and ring mark stone here is known as the idol stone, and it's quite unusual in its configuration. So, over 10 years ago, me and my wife, our lass, as she's dearly referred to, we were up here one sunny afternoon, enjoying the view, having a look at various cup and ring mark stones, and I think it was a toothache that she had. We'd just been looking at that stone up there, and we're making our way back down the moor, and for some reason our lass was struggling with her toothache, and she decided to stand on this stone, on the idol stone. And within a couple of minutes she said she felt like whooshing coming over her and swirling inside her, and that. Anyhow, toothache went. So I thought, interesting, very interesting. Then a couple of years ago, during the lockdown, so that'd be 2020, we had a gentleman and his wife and daughter come and visit me and my wife out of the blue, and this gentleman knew all about this stone, and he told us that he worked at Menwith Hill. Let's see if I can find it. Just there somewhere. I'll get a better picture soon. But he worked at Menwith Hill, and he'd worked there since the 60s. And one of the things that he did as a whatever type of sound engineer he was they translated the cup and ring markings on this stone, on the idol stone that's on Ilkley Moor, and it equated into musical notes. And the musical notes that it formed, the tune that it forms, is the theme tune to the film by Steven Spielberg, Close Encounters of a Third Kind. So, but how ironic that this stone is in view. Then we fell, and it was decoded by their scientists in the 60s, and this fella decided out of the blue to come and speak to me and my wife. Now, we had never spoken about our experience with this stone, or my wife's experience with the idol stone. So, how did this gentleman know? Well, I have no idea. But what I will say is the gentleman and his wife were very, very informative about things that have been and are to come. And he spent a lot of time talking with my wife, and I spent a lot of time talking to his daughter. But they were a lovely family who, just out of the blue, happened to give us information that we didn't know we needed. It's very strange. So that's the idol stone. So there we are. The theme tune to Close Encounters is taken from the cup and ring markings on it. Interestingly enough, I believe it's the apprentice stone or column that's in Roslin Chapel. I believe that has certain frequencies and tunes that equate from it. So, and they say that we're civilized. Yeah, we've lost a lot of what we used to know, and it's all been filled full of crap. So, anyhow, there we are. So off in the distance, far distance, you can be able to see Ingleborough, and then all the way up to Simon's Seat. That's Simon's Seat, just over the shoulder of Beamsley Beacon. So, lovely Wharfdale today, gorgeous. And you can see the just peeking out over there. There it is. And that's one of them with full listening stations. So no doubt they've probably picked up on us, but hey, fuck them. Right, catch you later.